Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to Tennis Manager 24, episode number 12. As we progress into another week, I have started diverting some of the training focus on Martina King into the technical side. The progression will be slower there in the other areas, but her physicals are very good, almost up to elite level, and her mental is also very good now. Just a hair below where the physical is, but both of those are far enough along that I can afford to now diversify, and even though with slower progress, we can definitely afford to start getting some of those technical attributes a bit higher. And immediately, backhand consistency has gone up to a level 8. Montgomery and Nguyen have also begun trying to spread out from just the mental focus all the time to also getting the physical focus to see if micromanaging that will turn the tide when it comes to the buff, the form buff, and if we can get the physicals turned up to at least zeros, so that we're not getting all these negatives all the time. Meanwhile, our period report for the clay season, we've gone from 16th to 9th in the junior rankings, up 7 spots. We also scored a healthy 860 points with a pretty healthy near 20k in just 6 tournaments, matching what we did in 8 tournaments the period before, where we won 3 of those. This time we won 3 of 6. We won half of the tournaments we were in, and as you can see from the winnings, most of that was at higher level too. Hovda, have we done better? Have we done better? Her ranking continues to drop. That part I'm less worried about than her finding form. She's one that has struggled. We did score more points than before, plus 10 compared. Better prize share, 2 more tournaments, and we definitely had a better win percentage from 30 up to 44%. If we can push that above 50, get to 60, right, bit by bit, it will eventually start locking down some form for her. For Montgomery, only up 2 spots, just hovering inside that top 100. Less points, but less than half the tournaments, and a higher prize share, and again, a healthy prize share. Of course, most of that coming from the French Open, from Roland Garros. Only a 50% win percentage, though. That's going to make it really hard to find some form. But Nguyen, one that we've been trying to get somewhere. 1 solitary point. Again, 2 periods in a row. Very, very little money in the Academy prize share. 5 tournaments played, but only 2 wins, and at least one of those was a qualifier. We got into 1 tournament proper, it looks like. Crap, she is struggling, and she's the one that I've managed to get the most form on, but we can't even get her to compete at the lowest level of Pro Tour stuff. Well, Roland Garros might be open, but the French Junior Open takes place this week. $15,000 prize money on the line. Not a ton of money, but certainly a ton of junior points available for this one to make a deep run. We are the 9 seed, 9th ranked, which means all of the top juniors are here. And we've got a difficult Aspen Schumann in the first round, a much easier draw for potential for the second round, and we're looking at potentially the number 6 seed in the round of 16 if we were to get that far. Did we even get 1 win in the last slam? I don't know if we did. Balanced match, better form, could get a victory here. These slams are obviously a bigger deal, but I don't expect us to make a deep run, so I'm not going to handle these early rounds. We're going to get what we get, not throw a fit, and we don't have to, as we have made it out of the first round with a 6-4, 6-4 victory, taking 56% of the points, actually a pretty comfortable plus 13 advantage in points after just 107 points played. No aces, no double faults. The serve not doing either of them any harm or good for that matter. Plus 7 on winners. Unforced errors, nice. Healthy plus 8. Very clean match. Total forced errors was similar, -2. Just checking in on what we have. currently, as we're starting to look at technicals just a little bit. First serve average speed is a 91. Second is a 79. Really lack power, really lack basics at that, but we just have a good clean tactic and can move over the court really well. When those technicals start coming along, I could see Martina King doing a whole lot more, because obviously that's the one big weakness she has from being a top 100 player. This second round matchup is so much easier than the first, at least in terms of ranking. Is the matchup itself? Not really. We're looking very similar, balanced with just a slight edge. Is that enough to carry us through? It is not. It's a second round exit, 5-7-3-6. A little disappointing on that one, as I think that was one of the easier matchups we're actually going to get. And we've been consistently winning those, but not today. -20 on the winners. Only a +1 on the unforced errors. Only a +4 on the forced errors. Makes it pretty damn obvious that the winners were what carried the day. Here we go again. Nagunye, Hovda, throwing a fit. Nagunye got to the second qualifying round again, lost again. And we had our issue with Hovda going out in the first round of her tournament. And now they're both asking for a contract termination. I do not want to be throwing money at a new player when we're already in debt, so we are not going to... they didn't like me to begin with, so it's not like that relationship's gonna get any worse. They were already rather hateful towards me. Heading to the first 200 tournament in a little while here for Martina King, and coming in as the 1 seed, now ranked inside that top 10. She's the favorite. She should win, but she's not an automatic. First 2 rounds were very easy. Third round, less so, but 6-4, 6-4, still taking 53% of the points and +6 on winners. Semi-final looking much more like the first 2 rounds, and 200 level is starting to look pretty dang easy for Martina King now. In scheduling, I also bumped Hovda down to the lowest level, and immediately in the first tournament, she makes the quarterfinals, something a little bit better, stronger than anything she's done recently. I think that might be our way to start getting her going on some form. She's probably too good for that level. Well, she is. She is much too good for that level. Ionescu here in the final on this one. Balanced match, should be the favorite. Ionescu beat us the one time we played before, but it's 200 level now, and it's seeming a little too easy for us. I'm not going to bother playing a final of a 200 any longer. It's close, but it is a win. Montgomery headed to Wimbledon with big hopes of making the second round, at least for me. She did not. Anisimova beat her 6-4, 6-1, but it's still the kind of payday that we only got once all last season. Australia was the only time that we ever collected that sum of money. Even a first round exit is still $34,000 for us and brings us just about level at 100K in debt, which 2 months ago we were already beyond that mark. So we've been almost steady. I mean, we're still losing 20K this month as we're about to turn the month. Over a 2-month period, we've only lost 20K. It's massive. 21K, actually. I think really 22, if we're looking at it being 21 this month. Minor compared to what we are used to seeing. We're going to check in on it here in a moment, but I do think we're starting to see the results of diversifying the training a bit. You can see backhand consistency going +1, return going from -1 to a +1. We are building form the hard way, the slow way. We're only getting 4% because we can't train effectively, but even then, that's not nothing. Hovda, though, not seeing gains. But King, so close to getting that tactical skill up to 13, but with a serve consistency and counter going up, I guess we're looking pretty okay. Looking at King's profile now, you can see mentally that tactical skill about to break into 13. That's where it goes green. So not that 13 is so special compared to 12 or even 14 for that matter, but it's that landmark. And I don't know about you, but I'm a landmark kind of person. I hit those landmarks and I'm like, yeah, it feels good. That's gonna be the last one. That's the last one to get into that 13 plus range. We're not at elite level for anything yet. Speed at 16, balance a little bit further behind, also at 16, are the furthest along. So we're about to get all of these into that 13, 16 range. That's a very good thing. And with, focus soon coming, I still have a couple of 5s. Timing. Holy crap, that's a big one, right? That's a big one. We need to get on top of that. Surf power, also still a 5. Switching the focus now to the form, and for king, it's all +2s and 3s. Well, +2s almost consistently across the board, but it's about the others. And can I make a dent on them? And Havda, it's been hard to get anywhere. We got her mental taken care of. The ultra focus has worked. I have not had a chance to really begin training her in other areas. Montgomery and Nguyen are the ones that I've been experimenting on, and let's see if we're making any progress with them. Montgomery, we took care of the mentals, and not focusing on it each and every week does seem to still, it's holding steady. We've got the +2s on the mental side. I've started training physical, and look what's happened. Agility and speed, neutral. Stamina, neutral. Down to a couple -1s and just a single -2. We seem to nearly have this one turned around, where the technicals are still -1s and 2s. Nguyen, same focus, and look what's happening. She's got, I don't know if it's a morale thing or what's going on, but she does have some -1s. The ones we can train, the ones we can focus, have the +2s. Now the physicals, everything's neutral except for footwork. +3 on agility. It's not great, but we seem to have taken care of it. It seems to be okay. And look, she's even got 2 +1s in the technical side. She's only got a single -2 in timing. And, it's not -1s across the board. We've nearly figured this out. We have nearly figured out how to build the form. It's been a process. It has 100%, without a doubt, been a process to figure out and understand how to get them to find form. Really proud, though, that they are making some progress with this. And unlike Havda, who I haven't done anything different with compared to Montgomery and Nguyen, huge difference in the bonuses. We're on to something, folks. Now, can we build on it? Can we carry on it? Can we see this through? I'm gonna say I think we can. I think we've figured out the recipe. I knew the junior slam was probably going to be too difficult for King, so I wanted to keep her form strong by sandwiching a 200 either side. We won the lead up one. Now we'd like to follow that up with another strong performance here. Number 1 seed again. Difficult first round draw. This is one of the better players in the tournament. Just missed getting seeded. Get past this one though. Estevez beat us the one time, and wow, that was close. It's a 3rd round exit in this one. I don't know what that's going to do for form, right? Is that deep enough into the tournament? You got 2 wins and a loss. Is that enough to maintain your form, or is that going to see a little decline? I would probably venture to say a small decline. I think 1 more round semifinal, that's a lock for maintaining good form. But we are out of this one. We are not going to win this tournament. -17 on winners. Just like that, grass season is done. That was a month, barely, if that. Nguyen, only 2 tournaments, but did manage to get a point. A 50% win rate, which is way better than before. It took her 7 matches to get 2 wins last time out. Took her just 4 matches to get 2 wins this time. Montgomery, 3 tournaments, only 1 win. That one's rough. One of those was a major tournament and a first round exit, so kind of understandable, but that was a bit of a rough period for her. Havda, only 3 points won. She does get 3 wins, a 50% win rate. It's improvement, sort of. And King, up to 7th in the rankings now. Just 3 tournaments. Winning just 1 of them, but still managing to get at the 80% win rate. Another slam, Wimbledon, junior now this time, and we're 7th. We've got the 20th ranked opponent in the very first round. Really tough draw. I mean, how many are going to have the lower seed be above 20th? Like, so far, none of them. The answer is literally 1. Round of 64, 32 matchups. We have the second hardest of the 32 matchups. That is a rough draw. Mingge Shu is the only other one who ends up a higher ranked opposition. The only other one that was even close was Jovic, who's been a handful for us, also getting a matchup. After that, it drops off pretty significantly to outside of the top 30 for all of the other matchups, which makes sense for a round of 32, right? Balanced match, we have a slender edge, but is it enough? It is not enough. It's a first round exit. We have not done anything at the slam level for the juniors just yet. I really don't think we will until we get those technicals up. At this point, there's easily 30 players that are better than we are when it counts. We might be better physically than all of the juniors. We might be better mentally, or as good mentally as all of the juniors, other than maybe, 1 or 2 at the top. But that technical side is lagging behind massively. And the work's coming, but the performances aren't going to get there until we start to pick up those points. I think I've picked up maybe a total of 2 attribute points in the technical side since we started training King. Montgomery making a good run in a 100 level tournament into the semifinal where she wins Nakunye on the first qualifying round for another rookie tournament. We're finding her form and she's still not getting results. And Montgomery wins the final. That's a 100 level tournament win. I think that's only her second win in the 2 years for us at any tournament. That's a big help. Immediately she gets an invite for a bigger tournament. I think we'll go ahead and take that. Havda making some progress. I'm starting to train the physicals on her, seeing it be successful on the others. And just like that, footwork, agility, and stamina are flipped from negatives to positives. Montgomery, that was 9,000. Nice payout there. With those slams done for now, we're back to the 300s from here, just about to the end of the season now for King. She's got a nice matchup here. 3 seed for this tournament. Makes her very much not the favorite. Efremova is here, but we've seen her get a couple successes in these. Kind of need King to make a deep run on this one, as she's had a rough go of late with a couple slams back-to-back there and 1 tournament with an earlier exit. Maybe 3 out of 5 tournaments that she saw her way out of pretty early. It is taking a little hit on her form. But she is going to at least get out of the first round here. Took 3 sets, but we do get the second round victory, identical 50-50 on the winners. And this is definitely looking better than I think we've seen in a long time. Physical condition for Montgomery is not good right now, but she just won a big tournament, so she's going to need some rest after that. Morale, though, great for 3. And remember, we just, a few weeks back, had that major reset on Havda and Nagonye as they weren't completing their objectives for the year, and so they whined and cried and wanted to get out of their contracts. We've fixed Havda's morale, not yet Nagonye's, but we've been fixing Nagonye's form and Montgomery's, and we're just starting in on Havda. I'm really hoping I'm onto something with this, and I get the feeling that I am, but after a recent run of form, King is back outside of the top 10 in the juniors. Semi-final? Semi-close, but enough to win. Havda made the semi-final for that rookie tournament where she lost, but that's got to be a step in that direction of actually helping form. So King will play in the final against Zhenikova. So in this final against Zhenikova, no advantage physically. Well, what about mentally? Both come in thrilled, but we're used to seeing that for finals. The opponent confident, indecisive, and troubled, where we are confident, indecisive, and troubled. So they have identical mentality. We have a small advantage physically, but nothing significant, as Zhenikova's nowhere near that 50% where it's going to start to impact her in any way. So we've got ourselves a pretty even matchup, and Zhenikova is the one who opened the serving, and she's up 40 love on this first game, leaving us in a little bit of trouble as we go wide on that one. I'd say that was probably unforced. I doubt that that was forced. We really didn't have to chase that ball down. She hit it pretty much directly at us.
Love 15.
And we're having a little trouble with this one early on. If we don't claim this first game, and we don't, we're down 3 games in this first set. It's not looking too good for our likelihood of claiming set number 1. In fact, now it's 5 games won. It's all but guaranteed now that this first set is going her way, and based on just how significant the advantage has been for Zhenikova, I'd venture to say that set 2 shouldn't be that much better for us. I would think it would be better than 6-1. Ooh. Is it just me, or did that hit the line? Yeah. There is that play. Called out, but it looks like it might have been in, and we end up winning the game. Stay alive in the set, give us a little morale boost heading into set number 2 at least. But here we are with service and set point down 15-40. Thought we had the winner there, we didn't. So yeah, she's difficult to break down.
Second set.
Down 3 games, 1. We had advantage twice in that game with a chance to draw level and unable to do so. This thing's all but done now at 5-2. Looks like we pushed it a little further than the first set, down 5 games 3, but it's 40 love. We're getting our butts handed to us, and that is match. So it's a big tournament week for us. We've got a Rookie 10 qualifying for Nagoya, which won't happen until the end of the week. And then we have a 160 tournament for Montgomery, a 70 tournament for Havda. She got an invite on that one that we accepted. And King, we're going to try our hands. This was something we've been looking at for a long time. Something she wants is just a hair, at least a little bit of senior level action. And we're going to give it to her. She's got to qualify for this one, though. It's a Rookie 10. She's going to be maybe at the same tournament that Nagoya is at. Montgomery out in the first round of her 160, and Havda out in the first round of her Pro 70. That's definitely not helpful. But as we go to wrap up the month of July, we have a positive balance. We were 1K negative in June. We are 2K positive in July. So over the last 2 months, we have a positive balance, a net positive of 1,000. Fantastic to see. Can't do this all year, but the Grand Slam ones are really helping us out. We've got, right now, the way things are this year, financially speaking, it looks like we have 4 months, right? 4 Grand Slam months that we can at least come out neutral on the balance, meaning we're only looking at a negative balance for 8 months. Makes life so much easier, right? All right, here we go. It's coming up. Looks like Nagoya won her first round. It is not the same tournament, so we are at different tournaments. King is in Spain. Ivanova is our opponent, who has a huge technical advantage over us. She's 18 years of age. It's pretty clear that we have a physical advantage, but it's not huge. And mental, hard to say. We likely have an advantage, but definitely not guaranteed. And she has not won very much, though, but does have good form right now. Balance match, we have that slight advantage. It's the first of 2 qualifiers to get into the tournament, and we have not qualified. It is the second time we have tried this year to qualify for a tournament, and each time we have been knocked out right off the bat. We were very close. We got a 6-4 in the first set, and we lose a close one, 5-7 in the second set, and then absolutely got our butts handed to us in that last set by Ivanova. Minus 18 on the winners. Only a slender +6 advantage on the unforced errors and +3 on the forced errors. It's pretty clear who the stronger player was, and that's why King doesn't belong in the senior level tournaments and that's gonna hurt her her confidence, her form. Nagunye, though, has qualified. Finally, back-to-back victories. It's like first time all year. She has qualified for the tournament. Even if she's out in the next one, it's got to start building a little bit of form. And there's that confirmation that New York, the U.S. Open, is confirmed for Montgomery. So she's in. So another check-in. How we're doing, just looking at the form specifically now. King, she's hanging on to decent form after a few early exits of late. She's down to 80% on that win rate. It was a little higher than that recently. She's back just inside the top 10 of the juniors. Havda, meanwhile, mentally good to go. I've just started training her on the physical side, and the pressure is easing off. It's getting less bad. Montgomery, mental, still good. Physical, still a negative, but getting neutral. Nagunye, mental good, physical good. I focused on footwork last week. That was the one negative she had left. And just like that, it's taken care of. And look at that technical side. She's got a couple in the green, like happy in the green. And she's down to just 4 -1s. And her form is now good. Folks, we have the recipe. We have the recipe. It's coming. Right? Year 1, I was getting absolutely nowhere and I was just dumbfounded. Year 2, I thought that it was focus on form. Form equals form, right? No, it's not. It's training the various areas consistently, rotating through them, that builds that up. Building form for matches doesn't seem to actually do, well, anything. It's the regular rotation. It's a regular rotation of training that does the trick. That's the exact opposite of what I've done from day one. I had them playing in too many tournaments. They weren't training, and they plummeted on the form. You need to train to get the form so that you can go out and compete at tournaments. Less tournaments means better form because of rotational training, if done right, which makes you perform better at tournaments. And what's going to pay out better? Going to 4 tournaments in 4 weeks and losing the first round of all 4, making minimum buck, or training for a couple weeks and then going to a tournament and doing this consistently, cyclically, right? Or even just train for 3 weeks, go to 1 tournament a month. Get the form right. In that 1 tournament with good form, you're better prepared for a deeper run to get a better payout than those 4 tournaments and those early exits. It's not going to always work that way, but in theory, you should be able to out-earn in 1 tournament what you do in 4 bad performances. 1 good performance. That's all it takes. The prize money really scales up the deeper you get into a tournament. I think I have our recipe to earn a better income. And even while only just now starting to figure it out, we've already made some headway, and we've already seen the benefits of that. Montgomery's rank did improve even when I didn't quite have things right, and we've had 2 months neutral in a row. We've only just entered August. The expenses are high, right? We've got that $70K debt for the moment to try to overcome. I don't see us earning $70K anytime soon, but that U.S. Open is still coming, so there's still 1 more month, whether that's this month or next month. I think it might be September before payouts are done with that one, so a little bit longer before we have a neutral month. So it looks like August is going to be bad, but September should be close to neutral. And with form coming for all of our athletes, maybe they'll start performing a little better and earning better income than before, or at least matching what they were earning before, and somehow being happier and performing better and scoring points and having better ranking and being more likely to want to actually stick around. I think that would be a worthy trade-off for a neutral outcome when it comes to finances, or maybe even a better outcome on finances, that would be welcome too. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.